Hello, I'm Kelly and welcome to my Flosstube channel Animal Instinct. It's Saturday the 3rd of May 2025, it's Australian election day today, and I'm here to do my end of April stitching wrap up. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you're well and are enjoying your stitching, and as always thank you to my existing subscribers and welcome if you're new. So yes, today I'm going to share all of the cross stitching I've done in the month of April. I did put out a video a couple of weekends ago about my May plans and we'll get to them at the end. I had a pretty good stitching month in April. I actually stitched every day, which is a first for me this year. So that was nice to see. And I had a few sort of goals I was aiming for. So I had a number of stitch alongs that I was either trying to keep up with or progress. I wanted to do 3,500 stitches on Firefly, and then I also wanted to work on my 5 oldest projects, and I've done all of that. Yeah. So I'll start with stitch alongs. The first one is the 2023 mystery stitch along from Lola cross stitch, and it's Greenhouse of Oddities. I'm doing one installment a month, and I've done the May one already. I actually did this, I think it was last weekend, I just felt like it, so I got it done a little bit early. And I may have a photo from last time, but it's easy enough just to show you where, what I did. So this is the 4th planting, I think it's called. And we did the Venus flytrap. Let's not talk about the rat, but yes, stitched a rat. And the pitcher plant. So that came together really nicely, and this sort of planter as well with the stones. I actually got that done in one weekend stitching session, and it was 930 stitches. And these two, the pitcher plant and I don't know how to pronounce that. I realized earlier that I've read the name of this plant so many times, but I don't actually know how to say it out loud. It's kind of like when I was little and I read a lot, the female name P-E-N-E-L-O-P-E. I had read that so many times, but I hadn't actually made the connection to the actual name, and I just thought it was Penelope. So this one, in my mind, is Rafflesia, but I think it's actually Rafflesia, perhaps? Anyway, don't worry about me. I definitely saw the pitcher plants when I was in Malaysia, Borneo, long time ago, and I think I may have seen that one too. So it's nice to stitch up these plants that I have been fortunate enough to see in the wild. And I remember the place where I saw these, I went on a bit of a hike in like a national park, and the highlight for me was actually the proboscis monkeys, those monkeys with the big hanging dangly noses. Amazing to see them in the wild. Anyway, so that is Greenhouse of Oddities all caught up. I'll show you the whole thing. I'm doing it on it's 32 count Belfast linen from number 12 Stitch Co in French pear. So that's the whole thing. I'm not quite sure. I guess we're not quite halfway. Not sure. Now the next one I had a look at. So as soon as I've finished my stitching, I export the progress. So I use Pattern Keeper. Export the progress, import the next installment, and then import the progress. And that makes it all ready to go for the next one, and it just shows you the stitches you haven't yet stitched. That makes sense. So I do that as soon as I finish each month, and I realised the next lot of stitching is here. I think it comes down here, and last year I already stitched everything above here, so I've already done a big chunk of next month's installment. And I think there's only like 400 or 500 stitches left in that bit. So I might do that at some point during May as well if I get the urge because I really enjoy working on this one. Yes, so that is Greenhouse of Oddities. It's really windy outside today. Hopefully everything's safe. Next one is the Secret Grove Stitch Along by NeedleLot Designs. This is a mystery stitch along. I don't think it's quite finished. There might be one release to go, perhaps. I'm not keeping up with this one, but I am just trying to keep progressing it. So my aim was to finish part 6, and I had started part 6 last time, and I've gone ahead and finished it. So what I'd already done was the scissors. So I stitched, this is Dr. Morsha. I had a look at the pattern earlier. Dr. Morsha the Crow, and she is a doctor. I guess she's like a vet, so just like me. She treats all the animals, and it said, there's a nice little description each installment. I think it said something like she keeps echinacea tucked in her feathers to treat unwell animals. And there was a bit of a sinister statement about the hourglass. Anyway, I think she looks amazing. So this one's on 32 count Lugana that I dyed with indigo Rit dye. And the next one is a rabbit here. And then I think there's a love letter, and then there's a frog down the bottom and something else, I guess. So that is the whole thing. Kind of like long and skinny. I don't have any specific goals for this one in May. If I feel like working on it, I will. If not, it can wait till June. But I spent 3 days on that one, 1923 stitches. Next one is a new start. The eagerly anticipated Extraordinary Birds from Lola Crow. So Lola Crow Cross Stitches 2025 stitch along. I think I can't remember, did the frame come out when I did my last monthly update? I think it had maybe just been released. Oh no, I filmed on a Friday, so it was being released the next day. So I hadn't started it. I loved working on this. I just found my groove and I didn't want to stop. So I actually worked on it for eight days straight, and it's 6,222 stitches. And I'm all ready to go for the next release. There is my frame. This is a piece of 32 count even weave from Coffee Craft Fabrics, and it's a little bit more colourful than it shows in the camera. Just can't quite get it to show properly, but it's beautiful. Very sort of subtly mottled blue, green, purple. And there's 2 birds included. We had the barn owl, and I didn't look up how to pronounce this one. I can't even remember. Hang on, I have to look it up. Pesquet's parrot, or Dracula parrot. A very strange looking bill to it, unlike other parrots. So the next installment, you've still got 2 weeks, I think, to get your frames done if you haven't already. The next one comes out on the 16th of May. So looking forward to see what's in store for us. Okay, so that's my stitch alongs, and now I've got my 5 oldest projects, and I've just got them piled here in order of from oldest to newest. So first one is Coastal. It's a Gecko Rouge kit, by Rozanne Bell. It's just beautiful beach flowers. And this is, my oldest whip now. And I worked on it for 3 days. I got about 1,600 stitches in, which isn't a huge amount, but I'm deep in confetti. So lots of colour changes. Try and show you where I worked. This is on 25 count Regana, the old one, the 20 by 20 gridded fabric. They don't use that anymore. They use the 10 by 10. I can never remember the name. So I worked all in here, and I definitely did some down here too. It doesn't look like much, but some of these flowers are coming in nicely. It's just slow going, but it is beautiful. This is what I've done so far, and it is, I'll write it down, 21.98% completed, so long way to go, but slowly chipping away. My next oldest project is Firefly. So, if you haven't seen this before, this is Firefly. It's another Gecko Rouge kit. Artwork by Jay Parks. It's all the characters from the TV show Firefly, but they're cats, not humans. Started this one in 2019. We've got a long way to go. I've finished this one, and I'm trying to finish this one. So I worked out to get to 33.33% complete on this piece by the end of the year. I need to do 3,500 stitches a month, and I well and truly did that this month. I've had this piece out to try and work on almost every day if I can, and that's worked really well for me, so I think I'm just going to keep that up. Not so much in May because I've got other plans, but I will still try and do my 3,500. So I worked on Firefly for 21 days throughout April, and I actually got in 10,136 stitches. So I don't know how I did that, but I guess that just goes to show putting in a bit most days really helps. And I did have some big long sessions on it too. Let me show you where I'm up to. I did reach 30% complete on this, so that's exciting. I'm actually at 30.64%, so less than 3% to go to reach my third of the way completed goal. So I should do that. This is where she's at. Taken her out of the Q-snap just to share today. I didn't need to because I'd already had to move the Q-snap, but there you go. She's looking fantastic. This might need to be my, you know, cover pic for the YouTube. So hopefully I put a photo in of where I was. I can't quite remember off the top of my head, but let's come in. So this is the bottom of the piece. These lines here are, I've just gridded the pages, and that is the bottom of the whole piece. So that's fun, and I did reach the bottom. There's one stitch there. Yep. Right at the bottom. So I think what I had done, I think I'd already stitched maybe that part of her like vest thing that she's wearing, maybe to around there-ish. I've definitely filled in all of that. And I think her arm was about to there. So I'm bringing the leg down. There are a lot of different colours in there. I'm not sure if you can appreciate that. What I've been doing is picking a colour, basically the highest colour still to be stitched, and actually completing it in the whole leg. And then I realised there is a bit of leg on this side. Let me just show you. So it's kind of, most of this leg is hidden, but there is still a bit, and then it's more down here. So I've just decided, yeah, colour complete on this side, and then come over here and use, you know, finish that same colour on this side, because there are a lot of similar colours. There's areas with lots of stitching in one colour in the middle of the leg, but when you get to the edge, like you can see the fur sticking out, which is a very cool effect up here too. But that margin between the clothing and the leg, that is heavily confetti central. So what I'm doing is, yeah, picking a colour where I can get lots of stitches in, doing it on both sides, then picking maybe 5 symbols to do the confetti stitching in down here and along here. You can see that. But yeah, she's looking good. I wonder if I can get her done by the end of the year. I think my approach will be like aim to finish her, whether that's this year or next, and then do the background in between her and Captain, and there's a bit of background between her and the next cat over here is Zoe, but then go back, work my way back up to the top. I think I keep changing my mind, so I probably say something different every time. At this point in time, I think the plan for the next bit, so I've done the middle one, I've done that one and that one. It feels a bit lopsided. I think I need to come over this way. So I think I will get this background done and then start on her. But I'm sure that will change by the time I actually get there. Gosh, can I show you the whole thing? I'm not going to be able to. This is just too big. There's some background, that's the top left corner. And then in the middle, all 3 cats. I think I've just made it, have I? Oh, I still love him the most. He's the first one I did, and he's just beautiful. Gets the eyes, and then, I mean, he's pretty great too with his trendy little red sunnies on. But yes, that is Firefly. Now, I did some maths. I like playing with numbers and seeing what comes up. Now this isn't going to happen, just saying it right up front, it's not going to happen, but if I was to stitch 7,500 stitches every month on Firefly until the end of next year, so end of December 2026, I would reach 50% complete on the whole thing, but that's not going to happen. So, but I thought that was fun to figure out. I'm just going to carry on aiming for the 3,500 a month, and hopefully some months I can get more like I did in April. All right, I feel like I've been talking about Firefly for ages. Next one is the old Scot. This is a Hands Across the Sea reproduction sampler. Again, one of my oldest projects. It's this one. I think I'll have a photo of where I was, but I think I just started this second alphabet, or half an alphabet. I worked on the old Scot for 3 days and got about 1,300 stitches in. And I've semi-taken it off the scroll frame. Hopefully I can show it okay. It's very see-through fabric. Yeah, there we go. So this is on 40 count, I think it's cream linen. It's very see-through, you can see. I previously already stitched the outer border, and I worked on this alphabet. I can't see what I'm showing you. In April, maybe we're just coming closer. So I can't quite remember where I got to, but there you go. very curly, fancy letters. Now there's an inner border, this one, which is 4-sided stitch. So I've started bringing that down. I just want to stitch it down to the bottom of the next section, which is going to be this flowering vine sort of band. So yeah, I'll bring this down to here. I might even stitch across so it's nice and defined, and then I'll work on that. Yeah, so there's still plenty to go, but it's really nice to work on. I thought I'd show you, I have showed this before, I know I have, and I can't quite remember, I definitely can't claim credit for this. Someone else mentioned this on Flosstube like years ago, but if you do use a scroll frame that has the dowel wood, that you sort of have to sit your fabric under the dowel and then you feed it in. Try again. You sit your fabric in the groove of the bar and then you feed the dowel in. And when you're tightening it, sometimes it'll slip out. It's a bit annoying. But I have just literally folded the end over and stitched across. And so there's a tunnel. Can't reach the other one, but you just feed the dowel rod through there, and it goes in so much easier. So much easier, and there's no way it can pull out because it's secure in there. I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't think I explained that very well, but it's very helpful for these kind of scroll frames. So that is the old Scot. Next one is my Chatelaine, my Taj Mahal Chatelaine. So I think I'll have a photo of where it was. I'm not counting stitches on this one, but I did work on it for 6 days and really happy with where I got to. I feel like I've turned a corner with this one. I think I'll just show you where it is now. My board isn't big enough. Also, see-through. So this is on 32 count black linen. Last time I'd already finished this side, finished the Taj and done stuff in there. And I'd just done like this purple. Kind of need an assistant. That would be nice. There's some cat hair too. That is a problem with this fabric. It is a magnet for fluff. Anyway, just ignore that. It's like a purple outline. I think I'd done that. So I've come in and I've stitched all of the stitches in that little corner, including the specialty stitches. There's some metallic and quite a few beads in there. It's quite pastel. Yeah, but I finished that bit. And so what I did, I actually finally rolled it down in the scroll frame, which is momentous because it feels like it's been in that same position for years. And I came back into here and I had missed some stitches, so I finished. That's right. I just had to remind myself. I've basically been, because the way it was rolled up, I couldn't access the bottom of this square. So I focused on the top half and I've been adding in missing stitches and actually included beads, which I think you can see glistening. They're beautiful in real life, like really, really shiny and gorgeous. Just really hard to show you on the camera. And the gaps that you can see like in the middle and then all around here will be treasures. And all the other gaps are either treasures or beads still to come. So I think what I'm going to do is focus on like this. So there'll be a Taj Mahal coming out this way and that way, and I need to finish this. And then I would go down and do the opposite one down here and those two corners. There's still another outer border to go, so there's heaps to go. But I'm really, really happy with where that's at. And I look forward to working on it again soon. Okay, my last old project is Heartstring Samplery's The Cat Sampler. Now I managed to get this into Pattern Keeper. I swear I've tried before without success. It's a paper pattern, but for whatever reason I did the photo, the option to import photos, and I literally just took photos of the pages, and it went in beautifully. Can't search for symbols, but you can mark it off, and that's what I found most useful. I'm having a mental blank on what this fabric is. It's a picture, this plus 40 count. Don't recall. No, sorry. Anyway, it should have a photo, I think, of where I was last time. And this is it. So it was, 2 days and 1,165 stitches. So just still working on this house. It's enormous. It's taking forever. But I'm getting there. And I'm going to make some changes. I have to say a big thank you to Deb Wilson, Anne, so Hooks on Instagram, and Amanda Pennington Terrace, because I was talking to them a while ago about this piece and I just struggled. I don't know why I haven't finished it. There's nothing wrong with it. I just want to get it done. And I was showing them the grass. So from here down, if it's not a cat or text, it's grass, it's full coverage. It's a lot. And I was talking to them about, because I think it suggests doing it in tent stitch. And I was saying, on 40 count, would I do 1 strand or 2? Like, what, how should I do this? And I think it was Deb who said, well, do you actually need to stitch the grass? And I was just like, whoa, mind blown. No, I don't need to stitch the grass. So, having accepted that, like, it makes sense to me, I'm going to, obviously I've still got loads of house to go, but I need to finish the house. I'm going to stitch all of the cats and the text. I'm not going to worry about the trees, I don't think. I'm not going to do my initials or those swallows there. But then I might have a look and see, like, oh, perhaps like a little bit of grass around, especially around the top cats and the house, potentially might look good. But I certainly have no intention of stitching the whole lot. And that's just made me feel so much better about this piece, and that perhaps I will finish it one day. That and getting into Pattern Keeper, honestly, it made a huge difference. So I'll just show you one more time. I'm gonna be so happy when this house is done. Oops. There we go. Great. So that's all my cross stitch. I have had a new start. So May the 1st, my last video, I spun the wheel to find out which of my mermaid pieces I'll be working on the 1st to the 4th of May. And I spun this one. It's my one and only new start, and it's Lorna Lane's Mermaid from Gecko Rouge. And I'm not going to show it today. I'm going to leave that till my May wrap up, but I have really enjoyed working on it. I don't know how. I've done about 1,800 stitches already, 2 days in. I'm at 2.92%. And I mentioned I was thinking about potentially trying extreme cross country, which is not something I've done before. And I've gone with it and I'm really enjoying it. And I'm just being really, really careful with counting constantly checking my stitches against the pattern, the grid on the fabric, and the other stitches around. But I think because I'm just stitching in one colour, it goes together really quickly. So there's a nice outline of a mermaid appearing, and you'll see that next time. So one other craft that I've been working on, I haven't shown other crafts on here for ages because I haven't really been doing anything else. But I think every year about this time when the weather changes and it starts to get a bit colder, I get an urge to do some crochet, and I haven't been that successful in recent years. But anyway, I'm trying again. I haven't done it in so long, so I thought I'd start with something nice and simple, and I've gone with the granny stripe blanket from Attic 24, and it's just really simple rose, and I'm just picking bright, happy colours, and yeah, really enjoying trying crochet again. So that's fun. Really would like to finish it. I have my eye on something else always, and I owe my mum a blanket. So yeah, I really should think about that. Okay, so May stitching. Like I said, I've started on my mermaid. Thank you so much to those of you who left me comments about what you're stitching on in May. I loved reading that. We've got monogamous stitches, we've got Mirabilia stitches, Carolyn Manning stitches, plenty of mermaid stitching going on. Even I think there was one that was a monogamous mermaid. I really like that too. So I hope you all enjoy your May stitching. I'm going to spin my wheel now to find out what the next mermaid piece is going to be. So that will be from the 5th till the 8th. So what's that, Monday? All right? Monday to Thursday, yeah. I probably won't get as much done on that compared to this one where I get the weekend to stitch. Let me just pull the wheel up. So I've got 7 pieces in here. For some reason they're all replicated, but the one I picked last week, the one I just showed you, that's been, both of those entries have been blacked out. I don't know why it's doing that. But anyway, let's see. Can I do this? Oh, what's the next one? Oh, big one. Okay, excellent. Blackwater Sirens. That's the Bella Filipina stitch along. She's a big one. Excellent. So yeah, I don't know how much stitching time I'm going to get this week, but anyway, that's fine. I look forward to working on it and yeah, finding out what's next as well. So I think that's everything from me today. Until I see you again in a month, happy stitching. See ya.